Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN and another broadcast here from the the NORA Truck Series here at Pocono Raceway here tonight. This is the last race of the regular season before these boys get ready to tear it up into the playoffs here. And still some guys, dangling right there on the bubble, just above, just below. We'll keep an eye on who actually shows up here. I know some guys that are right there in the bubble. We're not sure if they were going to make it here tonight, and could be some big playoff standings changes here after tonight. And certainly, even if you didn't have that, I mean, Pocono is just a unique track in its own. It's a tri-oval, but not really a tri-oval. I mean, it's got 3 different corners, each of them modeled after a different track a different track in the real life, with one of them being modeled after Indianapolis, another being modeled after, I believe it's Riverside, and then another one being modeled after New Hampshire. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's, some consider this thing a bit of a road course, even though it's an oval, because it just drives completely different in every corner. And you need good cornering speed, you need good straightaway speed, you need the whole package here tonight. And bringing the package in at the booth with me tonight is Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, I know you had a chance to get out there on the track and get some test laps in. I know you like Pocono, so tell me all about it tonight.
Yeah, I definitely like Pocono. It's one of those unique tracks where they have to handle each corner differently, and it's really kind of rough for a setup. So a lot of front right wear on the tire. It looks like our pit window should open up right around 28 to I think 32 laps. I think is our pit window ish. So these guys will be working about that many laps, and then they'll be out there for taking care of that front right tire, because this track just eats it up. So like to see how these guys do out here. I did some qualification laps, and I was about as fast as these guys were during their practice. So I'm kind of excited. It kind of shows that maybe I got a little bit of skills. Maybe I'll run some truck series soon, but maybe not. But definitely want to see these guys run tonight, and we'll get out here and watch some of these guys get their qualifying time in. As right now is Brian Jones is out on the track.
Well, it sounds like maybe we need to kick you out of the booth and let you run this thing and mix it up and shake up their playoff standings by yourself. But yeah, I mean, this is a track. This is my home track. I know it's kind of kind of your old home track as well, being originally from Pennsylvania. So it's not a lot of like it. It's one of those tracks where you either really like it or you really don't. And once you have it, once you understand how it needs to be driven, it can be a lot of fun out there, and you can dominate a lot of guys that just can't stand the track. It's all about feel, and it's a really different type of feel out there for this track. But yeah, I mean, this thing is going to chew up that right front, so tire wear is going to be huge. The guy's not worried about tire wear right now, just going around as fast as they can, laying down some practice or some qualifying times. We'll see who gets to the top. The man that was in top in practice is going to be our in-race reporter tonight, and that is Brady Moats. We'll bring him in here as soon as he is done with the qualifying session for himself. But you can take a look at the practice results right there.
Yeah, they are pretty close there in practice. So Brady Moats, being the fastest one out there with a 54.9. Definitely a quick time around here, and when you get that time around here, it feels good. I'll just put it that way. It feels really good. So, yeah, these guys are putting down some qualification laps right now, and as the times are coming up right now with Brian Jones with the 54.9. So matching Brady Moats' time during practice. So good to see Brian Jones out there, as we were the first one to follow him around first, taking the provisional pole. As Craig Schroeder is behind him by 0.147. So Brady Moats with 55.239 as he is finished with qualification. So he's running around there in the Air Force truck.
Yeah, good-looking truck out there, and some good-looking times too. I mean, our fastest in all of practice was just barely into the 54s, and we already see 2 guys up there into the 54.9 range. But that's it. All these other guys are maybe struggling just a little bit more in qualifying. I keep messing it up there, and maybe it's just trying a little bit too hard, maybe just pushing a little bit too hard, or maybe some of those faster times were drafting in practice, but times maybe not exactly where these guys want, but we will go ahead and try and bring in Brady Moats, see if he is ready to do his interview as he pulls that thing back into pit lane. And now we bring him up into the booth. The number 2, Brady Moats, he looked like he had a good, strong truck in practice, able to turn a lap into the 54 range, which is kind of where you want to be, but then a little bit slower here in qualifying. Is the track changing a little bit, or maybe just miss your marks?
I just missed my marks going into 1. Just overdrove the corner a little bit. Carried too much center speed. Definitely cost me almost, definitely about 3/10. About hit the wall coming out of 1 on my lap, but we'll try and fight up there and be with them boys. Hopefully get the draft.
Oh, sorry about that. We lost you for a second there.
Oh yeah.
All right, you were saying get the draft. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll hopefully be around some friends, you know. We got a lot of friends up here hanging out, a lot of teammates, so we'll try and see if we can get a draft at the front, maybe shuffle out this 45, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes during the race.
Absolutely. So, just real quick, it looks like you're secured your way into the playoffs, so not worried about that. So I'm assuming just going out there and trying to put down a good run and maybe grab a win here and get some bonus points going into the playoffs. But just give me a quick rundown. We talked about how Pocono is just different from every other track. How's it feel for you out there?
I really enjoy Pocono. It's definitely, I like the aspect of having the draft. Like you do at a 1.5 miles like Las Vegas or Charlotte or wherever, and you also have to save tire. The corner is a little more driver friendly. However, I do hate that it's hard to pass. Yeah, definitely playoff points can be huge for me. Just trying to make a champ for this year, and trying to make it all the way to Phoenix. We'll just try and get as many playoff points as we can, and win if it comes my way. But it's gonna be tough.
Wish you luck in the race here, and we'll talk to you if there's any kind of cautions or anything like that out there. But hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race in the top 3. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to send a shout out to or any thanks to before we get you back in the truck?
I'd just like to shout out my cousin and my dad who are watching. Appreciate it.
All right, we will let you get back in the truck, and good luck out there tonight, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was the number 2 of Brady Moats, going to be your in-race reporter here for tonight. So, yeah, I mean, you can't talk enough about the track. It's going to be different. We're going to see a lot of different lines. Maybe not necessarily, running 2-3 wide through the corners or anything like that. I mean, you never know. If any of you tuned into the Coke Series race earlier last week, it was just absolutely hectic. Obviously, that's with the next-gen cars, and yeah, a little bit different class there. But these trucks are certainly going to be a little bit different out here. You just may see some guys maybe diving into the corners early. You may see them taking a little bit wider in later apexes, but either way, it's going to be, really making that truck last, keeping it off the wall, keeping it clean, because you need speed at Pocono.
Yeah, you definitely need a little bit of speed at Pocono, and these guys are now taking the track as qualification here, as we have results with Dalton Tucker. Oh, excuse me. Dalton Tucker takes the pole with Josh Conover in second, Josh Thaxton in third, Brian Jones in fourth, Tyrell Baker in fifth, Craig Schroeder in sixth, Brady Moats in seventh, Jacob Drift in eighth, Christopher Heights in ninth, Timothy Harper in 10th, Chad Engel in 11th, Cody Dorsey in 12th, James Donahue in 13th, Carson Abbey in 14th, Sam Lerar in 15th, Jason Conover in 16th, Brian Powell in 17th, and Alexander Balderas in 18th.
And 17th, 18th of Powell and Balderas not putting any times in there, so we'll see if that was due to just not wanting to go out there, or maybe scraping the wall, not getting a time in. But as we said, you've seen 4 guys at the top there in the 54-second range, so these guys certainly have 1 lap speed. Now we got to see what they do in traffic. We got about 20 cars out there. It looks like 18 are going to take the grid. I don't see Balderas out there. He may be either starting for the pits or maybe has left the session, but we got 18 out there on the track right now, getting ready to take this green flag as they come through the tunnel turn there of turn 2. And it's gonna be crazy, and it's usually turn one at Pocono is a bit hectic, and everybody trying to get every bit of real estate as possible. But it's gonna be Dalton Tucker and Josh Conover on the front row coming out of turn 3, and we'll wait for Barney and the green flag.
Barney up there waiting ever so patiently for these guys to come down. So they're off of turn 3 or question mark turn 4. So here they go at the green. Josh Conover takes the lead as they head down to turn 1.
Good start by everyone. Everybody's still staying in line. You see right there, just a little bit of a move by the 26 of Baker, maybe just to get some air under that truck before he gets in the braking zone. Little sideways and into the wall, big time. We'll have to take a look and see who that was. Everybody's still staying green out there right now, but that was a big shot, and it looked to be the 67 of Josh Thaxton, and certainly it was, as he goes to the back of the field right now. Got a little loose coming off of 1 and able to save it, but the wall kind of helped him save it. We'll take a look at the restart here again. Everybody pretty much staying in line. A couple guys just dipping out, getting a little air on the truck, helping them break into the corner, but you see right there on the inside, the second car in line, the 67, about midway through the corner, you see right there, the truck just getting a little bit loose. Everybody tries to back up and get off him, but it was already too late, and he gets hard into the wall on the outside.
Yeah, it was actually, real impressive. Even with that contact, everybody was able to check up and keep it clean as these guys continue to run around here. Looks like Josh Conover's out in the front here with a small gap. These guys chuck around Pocono here as they just exited turn 2.
Yeah, this is one of those races where you're probably going to see everybody kind of hang in there together. Not going to be too much separation in the beginning because everybody has fresh tires. Everybody's got plenty of grip, and everybody doesn't want to waste their tires. So you'll see the draft be able to keep everybody pretty much close together, and maybe even see some passes here as you see the 52 getting close to Conover. Looks like he's going to just settle in behind him right now going into turn 1. But once those tires start to wear off, you'll see who was better at saving that rubber. Just see another slide there with a 26. Good save through the corner, but that's not going to help the tire wear at all. These guys are really struggling for grip in turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming down that front straightaway, you're at max speed, and even though it's a nice high banking turn, if you carry too much speed into the corner, it really hurts your exit speed going down the back stretch. So you're going to need to slow the car down, get it to rotate nice and smoothly, not burn off too much of that right front tire, and carry that speed to go down the back stretch.
So with those guys getting a little out of shape from third on back, it's going to choke them up a little bit, and it's going to be a 2-truck breakaway between Conover and Tucker. I guess we should say Josh Conover, as Jason is in the field here tonight as well. Those two guys checking out. The rest of the field still pretty bunched up there. You see our in-race reporter, the 2 of Moats, trying that outside, trying to see if there's any kind of grip out there, or maybe just trying to stay up and out of the way of some other guys that are, just getting a little loose up there. As it's certainly not easy here driving at Pocono, but everybody doing a good job keeping it off each other. Just a couple of slides here and there, one truck into the wall so far with Thaxton, but no caution, and that could have been a big one as he was sideways and into the wall hard in second place in front of everybody, but everybody real good awareness.
And Timothy Harper just went by Brady Moats for the 5th position. And it looks like Brady is continuing to fight down the bottom there underneath Timothy Harper as Brady now takes position going into turn 1.
Couple battles out there on the track, but for the most part, everybody is single file. You see the battle right now between the 99 and the 45 of Harper and Jones. Fighting for 6th place. Jones going to the inside, and Harper trying to extreme outside there, and that's going to cost him 1 position Probably going to be 2 here as Engel gets to the inside, and he's going to take over the 7th position as well. So the 99 not having too much fun there in the tunnel turn, and again, it's not that easy making 2 or 3 lanes here at Pocono. Typically, it's going to be towards the bottom. Turn 1 is where you're going to see just, you know, a little bit of difference. Some guys getting all the way down to the yellow line. Some liking to be, you know, kind of about a truck and a half width up from the bottom. But right now, all the grip is at the bottom, and that's where everybody prefers to run. And you even see the 99 just seems like it's just a little bit sideways going through there, and that's where it's going to scrub that speed. You see the 28 trying to make a move on the inside.
Yeah, these guys are going to use most of the track. I mean, there's multiple lanes around here to get the truck around. Obviously, you have the preferred line, but you can use the other lines to get around and make passes. Using the inside line coming into the turn 2 is a pretty decent one if you get position, because that guy sitting on the outside has to let up to get that car to rotate so it doesn't get into the wall there coming into the tunnel turn. Things are pretty calm here as we are going around. Still got we have a small pack up front with Josh and Dalton, which we've seen these 2 battle out before, as they're gonna, you know, be here 1 and 2 as they go around here at Pocono. Back here in 3rd, Tyrell Baker kind of sitting all alone with about a 1.5 second gap behind Dalton, and a 1.5 second in front of Brady Moats, our in-car reporter. But Brady definitely got his windshield full with Brian Jones and Christopher Heights as they battle for 6th and 7th.
Yeah, we talked about the playoff implications coming in here, and a little bit of close there for the 45 and the 18, but they get through it. But as we talk about it, coming into the race here tonight, the final regular season of regular season race this season, it's going to be Josh Conover, Brian Jones, Terrell Baker, the only ones with wins so far that are running for the points, at least, as Conover comes in with 4 wins, Brian Jones with 2, Terrell Baker with 1, and then everybody else below them are looking for a win or trying to point their way in, as you know, Moats, Heights are 4th and 5th. Then you got Glaudlick in 6th place, Harper in 7th, and Learer in 8th. Those guys pretty much locked in on points. It would take I think a huge point shift, and probably too much of a shift for them to get knocked out. But then on back, it's a little bit tighter, as you have Nick Geilis in 9th place, only 9 points out of the cut line. 10th place is Chris Scala, and I don't believe Scala is in the field, so that is certainly going to hurt him, because he was only 1 point ahead of the cut line. Brian Powell 1 point below the cut line. So, you know, at the very least, Brian Powell would be able to jump over Scala, but 6 points behind the cut line is Jason Conover. So he's still got a shot to make this show here. And you know, Geilis can't just rest on his laurels either, because he could join Scala and have to look on the outside of the playoffs here, trying to keep the 21 of Conover back in out of the playoffs, but it's not going to be easy. And then back in 13th, you have Todd Schneider, who is 20 points back, but doesn't look like he is there as well. So really just 4 trucks, and essentially 3 trucks with Scala not being here, 3 trucks for 2 positions. So it's going to be Geilis, Powell, and Jason Conover, your 3 trucks that you want to watch and you know, keep an eye on. Those are going to be the guys that are the final 2 positions in this season's playoff.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, sometimes real life affects you know, when you get on here and you know, compete with your hobby here with this group of guys here on with NORA and this truck series that they're running, and you know, they run here every Monday night, and they run a fairly long race, similar. They're running the exact same schedule as the real life trucks, so just kind of, you know, they're race fans, and they like racing the trucks, and they're out here having a good time. But sometimes you're not able to show up, and it affects your points. So definitely I guess better than what happened and then results from this Sunday's race results, for a few of the actual NASCAR drivers were held accountable for their cars not being up to snuff after post-race inspection and lost the 1-2 spots this weekend, Carl.
Yeah, I don't think the guys here at NORA will be peeling off any stickers and seeing if there's any kind of any kind of issues with these trucks here. But yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess the old saying, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That seems like it's always the case up there, and it's it's not cheating unless you get caught is the other saying, and those guys got caught, but not going to have any kind of those issues here tonight. But we are getting closer to the end of stage 1. The stages here tonight are going to be 15 and 30. So we are getting about 5 laps to go. Coming down the line now, going to be 4 laps to go before we have that stage break. So get to see what these guys do. And it's only 15 laps on these tires. So it'd be real interesting to see what kind of strategies these guys are going to go for. And we actually see a truck in pit lane right now coming out. And it looks like that is the 11 of Alb. So not sure if that was a scheduled pit stop or not. He's going to go a lap down because of it. But, certainly with the stage break coming up here soon, he is going to be able to get that lap back, as he would be the lucky dog at this point.
Yeah, so he's going to looks like he's going to take that late, that basically come in pit early, be the lucky dog as they come down, as they throw the caution. So he'll be able to get back on the lead lap. But that's not, I mean, that still would not put him, want to gain him any position. So he'd just be already out on the track. So I'm not understanding that that strategy. But then again, I haven't ran a series where they actually do the stage breaks.
Yeah, I mean, something like that, it's a situation where you don't have to worry about pitting. He's going to get his lap back, but really the only way that strategy typically pays off is if you're, maybe towards the back of the ball, really anywhere in the pack. You come in before the pit road closes, and you don't go a lap down. If you don't go a lap down, you're still in the lead lap. When the caution comes out, you're at the back of the pack. Everybody comes in, you shuffle your way to the front. Yeah, you're going to have tires that are maybe 2-3 laps older than everybody else, but it may get you those bonus points for leading a lap that you're looking for. It may get you some clean air on the truck, which maybe, your truck will feel better driving in the clean air. So that's kind of where the strategy pays off. But, if you're somebody like Alb right there, yeah, you'll probably get your lap back here at the caution, but you're not really going to benefit from it. So you may see him get the lucky dog and just come right back down pit lane and get some new tires.
Yeah, this, there's a good battle back here in the 13th position here with Jacob Drift, Nick Giles, Craig Schroeder all back here fighting as Josh Conover is getting ready to take the stage break win here as he moved up 1 position from the start. Brady Moats is up 4. Sam Lerar up 10 positions from the start. So biggest movers for the first part of the race. And then we have Christopher Heiss, he was up 3. Timothy Harper up 2. Chad Engel up 2. Brian Powell, as we talked about, possibly trying to get in that championship race here towards the end here. And, he's up 7 positions. And then Nick Giles, we also talked about a little bit, and he's up 6 positions in the 12th position.
Yeah, the only one that is not up those positions is Jason Conover, stuck there back in 16th where he started. But yeah, I mean, when you come down to it, between Josh Conover and Dalton Tucker, those guys started on the front row, but Tucker was your pole sitter, but he elected to go for the outside, and it was the inside that got the better run, inside that got to the front. So it is going to be Josh Conover leading the entire first stage. Going to be bringing us to our first stage break here, and a long way back around here to catch the pace car. But we're about to see if anybody goes with any kind of different strategies. I mean, it could be a situation where maybe your truck is just a little bit tight. You want to go for those 2 tires. Certainly try that out, but seeing as how well those guys went through turn 1 on those cold tires with 4 tires, I don't know if I'd be taking any kind of chances with 2 tires at this point.
The only thing is, that wouldn't be a chance that somebody is not willing to take, as the left side when I was practicing, Carl, actually had decent tire wear, and it wasn't like really bad. So after 20 laps, I was still in the 90s. So it's not like an option that is not viable, I don't think, here. So taking right side tires, basically replace that front right is the biggest issue with these trucks.
Yeah, but I'm just worried about them just wanting to over-rotate even more than they did on the start of the race. But we're about to see what these guys are feeling. Obviously, these guys are out there. They know how the truck is feeling, and it could have just been some, some bad entries by the guys that were getting loose or maybe getting on the throttle a little bit too hard at the wrong spot. But again, we are under caution here in the NORA Truck Series here at Pocono, and we will see what transpires here on pit road as they're coming through the tunnel turn. After we go through pit stops, we'll bring in our in-race reporter of Brady Moats, and he is up 4 positions, so he's certainly showing that practice pace that he had earlier, and we'll see how he feels and see where he gets out here after these round of pit stops as we see them now going into turn 3.
Got so much time to think on these caution laps, you know, as it this track is long. It's 2.66 miles, so or not, excuse me, 2.5. So definitely got a lot of time to think about what kind of strategy you want to use here at Pocono.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially a super speedway without the banking. It's as long as Daytona, just shy of the distance of Talladega, with Talladega being the 2.66 that you're referring to. But these guys, everybody in the pits except you seen Carson Alb going around the outside there. He's going to be your lucky dog, so he wouldn't be able to pit this time by anyway. But it looks like we do have one truck just going through the pits. Not sure if the 88 there missed his pit stall or not. That was Nick Guylis, so maybe a little bit of strategy there. The man that's close to the playoff bubble there, maybe he just wants to get right back out there, lead a lap, and then come in. Not sure how many laps Pocono has here under caution, because the way it works here is once the guys come around and take 2 to green, pit road closes. If you haven't been in before, you're not allowed to go back in. If you came in before, you're still allowed to go back in. But if that 17 gets stuck out, or I'm sorry, the 88 gets stuck out there and is not allowed to pit this time by, it'll be nice he gets a lap led, but it's possibly going to hurt him in the long run. We'll see how everything shakes out here, but it's actually going to be Christopher Heights coming out of pit lane in first. Looks like a lot of guys electing for 2 tires, and if I'm not mistaken, either the pit times that I'm seeing are wrong, or either Heights was the only one that took 2 tires and everybody else took 4, or everybody took 2.
Let's see here. Pit lane. Pit time. Here we go. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of people chose to go to... I don't know.
Yeah,
Definitely,
I mean...
Maybe
the fact that everybody is there, that's what's confusing to me. But you do see the 88 duck into the pit road there. He is going to come in, and it doesn't look like he got to the line to lead that lap. So, bit of a fortunate circumstance right there, as he was doing pretty well, moving his way through the field. But now either, missing the pit stall, if that's what happened, or trying to sneak and get that lap led. Either way, it did not pay off. He's going to be at the back of the field now and going to have a lot of work to do, but still plenty of time here as we're only on lap 18.
Yeah, the first stage is over, and then, these guys will run a few more laps and get the second stage in here for their second stage points, and then they will have another chance to come into the pits and wrap this thing up and get back out here. So, but right now, Christopher Heights took advantage of the situation and had a really good pit stop and put himself in the lead. So good there on Chris, and picking up at the lap lead and starting on the pole for the second stage.
So getting ready to go here, and he's the 19 on your tower here, but he's the 18 on the track. So just to avoid any kind of confusion, because there is the number 18 of Cody Dorsey out there as well. But the Christopher Heights machine is going to elect to go to the inside here, and that was the line that did well on the initial start, and he's got Josh Conover, the one that did that initial start, right behind him. Looks like Tucker was able to get out ahead of Conover coming out of the pits, but we'll see what that inside line does. Pace car lights are out, and it's going to make that left-hand turn into pit lane, and it is in control of the 18/19. We are green at Pocono. Good restart there on the inside from Heights. He's able to just barely clear the 52, but he's going to stay down towards the inside. Another move there by the 26, just looking and diving all over the place. He gets to the outside now, but it's going to be Heights on the inside, followed by Conover trying to get past the 52 of Tucker once again, but Tucker going to fight back on the outside.
Yeah, I think it was the 26 that made that same move at the beginning of the last restart as he came down to the bottom and back up to the top. It definitely makes you a little weary when you're behind somebody that does that, but they were able to keep it clean, and Josh Conover back out to the lead as he gets around Heights, and Dalton Tucker is definitely right there to take that second place away as well. And he follows Josh by Chris.
So we will we'll go back and take a look. I will go back myself and take a look at the restart or the pit stops there and see what transpired as far as 2 or 4 tires. But the fact that 18/19 of Heights is dropping back a bit, it makes me think that maybe he took 2 tires, and right there could be another sign right there. He was certainly loose in turn 1, gets a bit of the wall, keeps it on the wall, everybody fanning out around him. But that Traxxas machine is going the wrong way right now. And certainly some damage on the outside of that, and it's not going to be handling too well for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely something that maybe he just made a bad decision there for the 19 there of Christopher Heights, but the guys were able to get around him, and he's gonna end up running this stint. Oh, as they have a truck around, and that is the truck of looks like Craig Schroeder here.
Yeah, the 23 of Craig Schroeder. Hard impact there. And certainly going to need to bring that thing down into pit lane and try and get at least something fixed. But take a look here as the 04 of Chad Engel to the inside, and not sure if that was the 23 drifting down or a little bit of net code or what the case was, but the 04 gets into the back of the 23. 04 are able to get away unscathed, but the 23 not the case at all. Harder than the inside, and then slides up the track and gets into the outside wall. Doesn't look like anybody else collected with it, but that is going to be a rough rest of the night there for the number 23.
Yeah, definitely a rough on the 23. As we'll just go ahead and take a look here, as we can see the 04 following the 23 down the front stretch here, going into turn 1, as he's looking to the inside to take away that position from the 23.
And you see a little bit of a gap there, so it could be net code, it could be the air just getting off the truck there, but almost looked like 23 came down a little bit, 04 came up a little bit, so just kind of a bit of a racing deal, and that's what these close, long straightaway tracks are going to do to you. You want to try and get as much of the side draft as possible. That's what the 04 was trying to do, get right up on the side of that 23 and just kind of suck his way past. Dump all that air onto the 23 and try and get past him, but unfortunately they get tangled up together. Again, it didn't look like the 04 suffered really too much, if any, damage, but the 23 is certainly getting the brunt of that one. And I did look back, and it was the case that the 19 truck there of lose my place here of Heights, he did only take 2 tires while the rest of the field took 4, so that strategy, may have paid off for the restart there, able to get out there, maybe lead a couple laps, but certainly not paying off there once they got going, as he started to get eaten up, and then when he tried to get on a little bit, got that thing a little bit sideways. He's going to bring it back into pit lane, Probably going to try and take as much repair as possible and get that thing hopefully back up to speed.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, and obviously, if he didn't take the 4 tires, maybe something he wants to do now to kind of help him make up that speed or time difference. As you know, they were only able to get a few laps under green, but you know, like I said, that front right tire wears down pretty quick, and if they're not saving that those tires, then you know they're going to be beat up pretty well. So obviously, you see the right side going up, and back down and left, so he is going to take a set of 4 before he goes back out, as he will probably wait here just a little bit, as you know the guys are going around the track, and you know they're only on the back stretch, so you get a good 35-40 seconds of repair time on this track here, as long as it is, Carl, and then you'll be able to catch back up to the back of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good track to get damage repaired, but it's not a track where you want any kind of damage to be left on the truck, as you really need the speed down the Long Pond stretch, which is where the drivers are right now, and then on the front stretch as well, because it can be really aero dependent on those, and you may have enough aero left on the truck to be able to draft up to somebody and maybe try and make a pass, but if you're leading a truck and you know, possibly even, you know, trying to lead the race at the end, you're going to get eaten up a lot quicker, because the air is just not going to be happy going around that truck. But out front, once again, the 17 of Josh Conover. Second is Dalton Tucker. Third, Brian Jones. Fourth, Terrell Baker. Fifth, Brady Moats. And while we have a chance and you know, nobody's taken to pit road, we'll try and bring in Brady Moats here. Brady, it's been a little interesting in turn 1 for some of you guys out there. Seeing a lot of guys getting a little out of shape in turn 1. How's the truck handling for you out there?
Handling really well. We're definitely doing a lot better on the long run. Hanging in there. I personally, early run, I'm not really gonna be a factor, I don't feel. Sorry, these guys are talking in the driver's chat. Early run, I'm probably not going to be as much of a factor, just simply because of speed. But however, in the long run, I definitely was coming around there on Tyrell. For turn 1, though, the start, oh my goodness, it's so sketchy, especially fanning out, coming down into 1 to restart.
Yeah, you certainly did a good job towards the end of that first stint there, and able to move that truck up a few positions. So, doing a good job so far, up there into 5th place right now, and coming to the end of the second stage here. So, looking good so far, and keep that truck clean.
Absolutely, appreciate it.
All right, again, the 2 of Brady Moats there. Yeah, I mean, he's doing what he has to do right now. He's keeping it clean, and he certainly does look like a good truck on the long runs, as he was able to move up all the way to, I believe it was 3rd before the first stage break. So doing a good job out there in that Air Force machine. But we are getting ready to go back green here. The pace car lights are off, coming through the tunnel turn here. It's going to be the 17 and the 52 again on the front row. Now we see that 26, that Terrell Baker machine that likes to kind of just stick his nose there in the front stretch. See if he has any kind of run to stick it 3 wide. As you know, we're coming towards the end of stage 2 here. Only about 5 more laps to go. So certainly time to make your moves and time to get in position, grab those stage points, grab that good position to come to pit road for that second time.
Yeah, they're going to want as many points as possible, and with that caution coming as late as it did towards the end of this stage break, but Barney's ready to go green, as green they go, as Josh Conover gets a decent start here as they head down into turn 1.
Baker gives him a big shove, as it looked like he got a little shove from Moats as well. And all 3 of them possibly are going to get past that 52 of Tucker, and certainly that's the case. Also trying to follow is the 37, but we got a slider, and that looks like it's going to be harder than a wall for the 45 of Brian Jones. We'll take a look if he came down or if another truck tried to stick his nose in there at the end, but that was a hard hit into the outside wall.
So they were
it looks like he was
3 wide, yeah.
Yeah, 3 wide. He was trying to get to the inside of the 52. Came down the track, probably not realizing the 88 was there. And to me, that looked like there was a decent amount of gap there. That could be our old friend, Mr. Netcode there. But that was certainly a little rough. Looks like the 88 gets away pretty cleanly, all things considered. but the 45 hard impact in the outside wall. We'll see if any other trucks get collected. It looked like everybody else got by the 98. No, the 98 does not, as he will get collected as well. Not too bad on the front of the 98 there, but the 45 with a hard impact.
Yeah, definitely a hard impact there, as those guys were trying to keep it clean. I'll go ahead and I'll see if I can take another look here, since we got so much time in between the pack here, and we'll get a little looking back on the 45 here as he was coming down on the 88. Kind of, to me, it looks kind of like 45 was just coming down just a little bit too much. So let's see. I'll even go back to the far chase here on here. Go to the 88. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Cool. So tough luck for the 45 and the 99 that was collected in that incident. But under caution, lap number 27, as Josh Conover is the current leader, with Tyrell Baker in second, Brady Moats in third, Brian Powell in fourth, and Nick Giles in fifth, Jacob Drift in sixth, Timothy Harper in seventh, Sam Lee Rar in eighth, Carson Hobby in ninth, and Christopher Heights ended up back up in 10th there, Carl.
Yeah, so just checking in with the guys to see if that was going to be the end of the stage right there, but it sounds like they are going to get this thing going. It's going to be basically a green checkered here, not even a green-white checkered, so they will take the green, and then the next time by will be the checkers for stage 2 here, so we will see a bit of a run here before the end here, as it looks like we got a couple guys leaving the session. Looks like Brian Jones is going to be out of the session now in 17th. So we'll still have 16 cars or trucks left still on the track here. But, man, I mean, you see these wrecks. You get into the wall at Pocono, it's usually not going to be any kind of easy crunch on that wall. I mean, certainly if you're in the corners, but you even seen on the front stretch there getting turned into the inside wall hard. So it's just really paramount that you're constantly paying attention to everybody around you and how much room you got, because one wrong move and your night is over.
Yes, some of these, not the trucks, and obviously we're running restrictor plates, but when they didn't have the restrictor plates around here, these race vehicles around here would get well over 200 miles an hour. So definitely a place where you can definitely get some speed here at Pocono. But I could not imagine back then in the older cars, as bumpy as this track is, especially with the way that the legacy Pocono is. I just couldn't imagine racing around here in real life on that kind of track.
Yeah, I believe back in the day we ran the 87 series on the Legacy Pocono on season 1, and man, you want to talk about feeling like the 87 car is a rally car. It felt like you were going over bumps constantly, and it felt like you're getting airborne with that thing. It was a boat when it first came out, and you put that thing in a bumpy track. It was, yeah, I guess a handful is putting it mildly. It was certainly a handful, but these guys are now once again getting ready to go here. You see the choose cone being pretty big here, as got a nice long line there on the outside. Few guys on the inside, and it's kind of surprising to me, as it seems like the inside is the line to be in, but it's actually going to be the 17 of Conover on the outside. The 26 is going to line up behind him. That's Terrell Baker. On the inside is going to be the 14 of Drift and I believe the 99 of Harper. So we'll see if maybe the 14 and 99 can get a bit of a sneaker here and a big jump and give these guys a run. But it's been the 17 out front for most of this race, and we'll see if we can keep that going on essentially a white and green coming right now.
Yeah, big move on the 14th, taking the lower side. Josh taking the upper side, which is, like you said, kind of a just kind of a, I guess a bold choice. I mean, they do get on the able to get on the gas a little bit earlier than the inside, so hopefully that's enough to get around Tyrell Baker, as it looks like he has the jump here. As we go, cars go spinning around as the 11 goes to the inside wall.
But we're going to have a battle on the inside. It's going to be the 26 of Baker taking it to the 17. So might have had some help coming to the start there. Did the 26 giving the 17 some help, but passing him in turn one. But now a battle back once again. 17 on the inside. Baker trying to get it going on the outside, but the tunnel turn is so tough. And look at two trucks in the wall back there. Now, our in race reporter going 3 wide. Looking 3 wide on the inside is Brady Moats at the end. Just able to save it. And the caution is going to come out early here. So a few cars getting involved there in turn 3. See the 18, see the 88. And I believe the 41 as well involved in that one.
Well, right from
And
right from the rip, they had here it is. These guys kind of getting together.
so a rough one right there. And certainly the 88 is getting in the wall pretty hard there. So a rough night here for the 88, but certainly a few trucks get involved in either that one right there or just bouncing off the wall on the backstretch as well. Or on the long pond straightaway. So really, it's going to come down to how many trucks are in here coming to this last Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, those guys were racing like it was the last lap of the race, and definitely a lot more racing to go here at Pocono, as we are only at the halfway mark. So these guys have 30 more laps to get around here, which is definitely within the window with a full tank of gas, where they will not need to pit, and definitely being under caution. So these guys should have plenty of fuel, but everybody should come down. Take 4 tires, top off with gas, and get back out there. Who is going to get the better pit stop, though?
I certainly would have loved to see that battle go all the way to the line, as the 26 and 17 put on a good little show there for just essentially a one-lap battle to see who was going to win that stage. But it does go to the 17 as he wins both stage 1 and stage 2 here tonight, showing he's certainly got the muscle here, just like he has for most of the season so far. But yeah, now let's see what happens here, as again, not just the pit stops, but the choose cone rule certainly coming into play here tonight, as it's going to be the 26 getting out there with a very good pit
14,
stop.
The 17, the 28. Looks like Dalton has some front end nose damage there, as he's going to stay in the pits. The 04 is coming out now. So some of the guys that are still on pit lane taking the time to get their trucks, fixed. So you have Dalton Tucker, Chris Heights, Timothy Harper, Cody Dorsey, Carson, Brian Powell, and Nick Giles all on pit lane, trying to get their trucks fixed to get back out there and to basically salvage what they can for the rest of the night here. Back up here, say Tyrell Baker coming out in 3rd position. So Jason's definitely got his hands full tonight. With some trucks definitely putting a little bit of pressure on him. So, but right now we do have the 21 truck out front.
Yeah, so the 21 and the 41 of Jason Conover and James Donahue both came in on that last yellow flag, which was right before the end of the stage there. So able to stay out right now, and move up plenty of positions, and that's going to be big for Jason Conover. Again, one of the trucks right now looking to try and sneak their way into the playoffs on the outside looking in right now, but out front right now, getting the the lead lap bonuses, everything like that, getting the clean air. We'll see what that truck does now. It's going to have, roughly, 1 or 2 green flag laps on those tires compared to the rest of the field, but you see the field a little bit shrunk right now until everybody catches back up after repairing that damage. But the rest of the field coming into the pits that time and coming out first is going to be Baker, followed by Moats, Drift, and then Conover just not having a good pit stop at all. So I'm not sure if he had a little bit of damage there or not, but he was in the 17-second range for his pit stop. So certainly taking a little bit longer. Not sure if he maybe didn't hit his marks or something like that, but a big drop there for the 17. We'll see if he works his way back through the field. But it looks like it's going to be the 21 of Conover choosing the inside line, the 41 of Donahue on the outside. So both those guys that stayed out will try and maybe block this field a little bit and get down into turn 1 and have their own little battle.
Yeah, with the straightaway being so long, it's really not. It's very hard to block anybody coming down, especially if they have a good start. So obviously you have to, no passing until after the start-finish line. But if these guys get a good jump, they'll be able to duck way down to the inside and should be able to get around these guys unless they throw a block. So Jason Conover basically trying to get into the playoffs, finding himself in a good position to hopefully pick up that, help him out with that position and picking up a playoff spot. But definitely looks like he's having a little bit of connection issues as he's blinking there a little bit and about to come down to the start-finish line.
Yeah, hopefully it's not his internet that knocks him out of the playoffs here as he gets a big shove by the 26 and not going to waste any time as Terrell Baker dives to the inside, and now we're 3. Whoa, another car going sideways. The 99 back there in the back. Almost look like you're about to go 4 wide there into turn 1. I don't think these guys realize it's just halfway. Plenty of race here to go, but certainly a lot of guys shuffling for position right now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things going on as the 99 Timothy Harper is, had a little trouble there on the restart. Let's see. We can do this right here. Oh no, that's not the 99.
Yeah, that's a double number, but that's the double 1, not the double 9 there.
I clicked. Yeah, I needed the other guy, Timothy Harper, not Jason. Yeah, so this would be here. It just looks
I'm
like
not sure if he got helped around there by the 88 or not, so we'll rewind that. Take a look one more time, and looks like the trucks in front of him just got bunched up a little bit. Not sure if the 04 missed a shift there or what, but a big checkup by the 04. 99 had nowhere to go, and therefore the 88 had nowhere to go. And a big crunch up in the back there for the 99. Kept it off the walls, but that thing did take a pounding in the back end. It's going to need to get some repair. Not sure. We'll take a look at the 88 here in a second, see if he's got any kind of front end damage, as the 88 seems to be around a lot of issues right now. Maybe not all due to him or any due to him, but he is certainly having a rough night here. And it looks like he may end up going a lap down here unless he gets back out there, but you see the front end certainly damaged up. Pace car coming down the front stretch, and the 88 is certainly going to stay in and get some repairs.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 88 has too much repair needed. Is definitely going to need to stay in and get it repaired and see if he can get back out there and collect as many points as he can. As he's not the only car lap down, but he's currently sitting in 15 position as some trucks are going by here, as you can see, looking for fresh fuel or fresh tires. As these guys, I believe, have limited tires. I think they have 6 sets of tires.
5 sets of tires for tonight. Yeah, so So that's the other thing. I mean, we're getting a lot of cautions here, but that's why you may see some of these guys staying out where you're wondering why they're not coming in. And, maybe just saving some tires just in case there's a late caution. You certainly want to have a fresh set at the end, but a good job there by Jason Conover. Just at least getting out there. He was able to lead that lap, and now he is still out there in second. But what a restart by that 26.
Yeah, 26 has been getting a very good restart on pretty much every restart that we've seen him, as he ducks down to the inside and kind of comes back up. And but definitely been making some good moves and some good restarts as he's, finds himself sitting up front here to start these guys off. We have 25 laps remaining, so everybody's got some fresh tires. They have plenty of fuel. It should be good racing as they're using the access road here. Maybe just to save a little bit of fuel or something.
Yeah, while we have a chance, we'll bring in our in-race reporter one more time, and that is the two of Brady Moats sitting out there in P5 right now. And I got to say, you can certainly feel the playoff atmosphere as this being the last race of the regular season, and everybody trying to get everything here. And we're just past halfway. I mean, it's got to feel a little stressful out there right now.
Absolutely, it does. Definitely me and Tyrell. We got a few hurt trucks in front of us, so we're going to try and see if me, him, and the 28 here, I know we're one of the only few people left that have a good truck underneath us, so we're going to try and battle for the win here. I'm not sure how bad the 52's damage is, but definitely nervous. Definitely a little bit of nerves. Those 5 playoff points are everything for me, so...
Yeah, and it looks like that 26 is just phenomenal on the restarts, and you got the 14 in between you guys right now, but you certainly you guys are showing some really good restarts here. A couple guys out there that have just a couple lap older tires, but it seems like it's just everybody's going for every kind of position right now, and you still got about 25 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely just going to be digging, trying to get to the front, and the quicker we get to the front, the quicker we can be there for the lead. So.
And the quicker you can stay away from any kind of incidents that are happening in front of you, because they're certainly coming out there. So
yes, Lord, it's breaking out like it's Martinsville out here, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we'll let you get back out there and let you get back to sweating in the truck there. So we'll talk to you soon.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, again, the two of Brady Moats there in that Air Force number 2. Great looking truck, and really, no offense to the other paint schemes, as I'm just talking about the fact that it's clean yet, and you can't say that about too many other trucks out there. You heard Brady talking about it. It's certainly not easy keeping the trucks clean right now, as everybody's just digging and scraping and pushing and bumping and everything under the sun here. It's short track action here at Pocono.
It's a tricky triangle for a reason. 3 different distinct turns, putting these guys to the test as the pace car pulls off as these guys head down the front stretch.
Another big start by the 26 of Baker, easily clearing the field as he's going to dive it down, try and break even the inside draft there. Going to dive it back up, and everybody else is 2 by 2 behind him. The outside line, starting with Jason Conover, not getting a good start at all, and he's going to get freight train on the outside as he's going to fall all the way back to 5th, possibly 6th here as everybody comes off of turn 1. Everybody clean for once coming off of turn 1 there. Down the long pond straightaway, and now heading into turn 2, the tunnel turn. Couple 2-wide battles still, and I don't know about you, Jimmy. I'm never a fan of going even 2 lanes wide in the tunnel turn, let alone 3. But these guys making it happen. Now coming into turn 3 and starting to finally spread out here a little bit. The 28 of Sam Lear, one of the trucks we haven't talked about too much, up there into 4th position right now. So a good run right now for that 28 machine, as he is up 11 positions from his starting spot. So good time to be up there late in the race, and the truck does look clean. The 17 of Josh Conover also up there into 5th now. The 52 of Dalton Tucker, one of the guys we talked about early in the race, and really challenging that 17 with the pace. Still right behind the 17, but you do see some damage on that front end, and you wonder if he gets out in front, is that going to hamper him, and how much is it going to hamper him?
Yeah, I mean, any damage on the front of the truck, if you get full power, you can keep a draft, you have no problem, but As soon as you stick a truck out there with bad aero out front, you just get real slow and you're gonna get eaten up. As the you can see the 52 back there kind of has some front end damage, kind of hanging on the tail end of Josh Conover as Dalton is back there in 6th position.
So I was about to say the top 4 are all guys that have started a little bit further in the back, but you see Conover now jumping into the inside. He's going to move up to 4th, but yeah, I mean, Baker up in 1st. He's up 4 positions. You got Drift in 2nd, up 6 positions. Moats is up 4 positions in 3rd. Conover started in 2nd. He's down 2, being in 4th. And then up 10 positions is Learer there in 5th. So, you know, certainly shaking up the starting order here. As you see, those guys that are out of the race down there, Schroeder started in 6th place. He's out of the race. Jones starting in 4th place. He's out of the race. And Thaxton starting in 3rd out of the race. So some of the early speed here already well and out of the race. But that 26 has got plenty of speed out front. And I mean, I could be mistaken, but I believe this is the biggest lead of the race so far at about 6.5 tenths.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest lead so far. As Jacob Drift is just slowly drifting back, as he has Brady Moats on the on his coattails, trying to get around. So I'm sure they're trying to work together to catch up to Tyrell, but. Pocono's one of those tracks, even though it's a super speedway, you know, if you hit all your marks and turns to get your flow of your vehicle, you know, going, you know, perfectly, you can pull away a single car.
And that's exactly what Baker is doing right now. He's out to about 3/4 of a second lead now. And it could be a little bit from the 14 holding up the 2, and now the 17 of Conover right on the back of that 2 as well. Looks like they're going to work together down the front stretch. A little bit of bump drafting going on down the front stretch, and you heard from Moats, you know, the in-race reporter here. He likes this truck on the long run. It's exactly what he wants to see here to end this race. He wants to see this thing go green and run this thing out, and we'll see if he has anything for the 26 as the 14 gets all kinds of loose coming off of 1.
Yeah, he was able to go down low and collect his truck and be able to come up behind the 17 and the 2 as they're trying to head forward to catch up to Tyrell as we're on lap 41. So definitely time to get up there and catch that leader and try to take the lead away from the 26 of Tyrell. But Tyrell for now is definitely doing a great job keeping that truck out front.
Well, except off the tunnel turn there, he got a little bit loose. Not sure if he got into the wall, but that's why you've seen the time dropping down. He was up a 3/4 of a second lead, now down under 0.6 of a second. So again, not sure if he scraped the outside wall coming off of 2, but certainly got a little bit loose to see him dive down off the outside. But the 2 and 17 are on the hunt, and they are reeling him in. I believe all 3 of these guys on the same team in Flatline. So certainly going to work together and try and make this a 1-2-3 finish. And indeed, that is the case. They're all Flatline Motorsports drivers. So love to see those guys mix it up here at the end, but you know, team orders could come into play here, and maybe try and get some other guys some bonus points, or try and get them set up nicely here for the playoffs. But the 14 and the 28 not exactly going away yet.
14 and 28 definitely hanging in there as the top 3 are trying to work together as the 26 continues to try to break that two truck tandem draft there that is closing them down, as the interval is now down to nothing as Brady Moats looks to the inside of turn 1.
New leader moved the 2 truck up to the lead. Brady Moats out there in front. 17 tried to look to the inside off of turn 1. Not going to happen. He's going to fall back in line behind the 26. But right now, it's basically a 3-truck battle and then a 2-truck tandem trying their best to catch back up to this lead pack and try and mix it up as well. As not too much time in between. They certainly got the draft yet, still trying to reel them in. And that being the 14 of Drift and 28 of Learer. Now the 26 moves to the outside. Not sure if that was team orders right there, letting the 17 by. But Conover now back up into second. The 26 tucks in behind him. So they could be just kind of, swapping positions here and, getting a run, shifting over and trying to make this just a 3-truck breakaway. But the 14 and 28 still not going away. If they start battling like it looked like you're about to do, that would have helped the 3 trucks break away. But back in line, still a 5-truck race, and that's pretty much it. As there's now a 3-second gap all the way back to 6th place, that being Dalton Tucker in that 52. And I gotta say, if I'm in this second group here, it's got to be tough because the 52 is fast, but with that damage on the front end, we talked about it, how much that's going to just crush that front end when it comes to the air, and it seems like that's exactly what it's doing, and these trucks are just falling back further and further.
Yeah, I think this pack of trucks here is the first pack. Basically have a little bit of damage, and they're carrying that through to the end just to get their best finish as they can.
Now it looks like the 17 wants to just solely work with the 2 and make this a 2-truck breakaway. The 26 falling back a little bit. Not sure if he drove a little bit too hard. Maybe just driving a little too hard on the restarts, as hard as he was getting on the gas there. But certainly falling back a little bit into the clutch of the 14 as Drift going to look to the inside going into the tunnel turn.
Yeah, it's just been pretty quiet for the entirety of the race here, but I just found him in that spot there, as maybe trying to get himself a podium as this group of 3 cars is starting to fall back slightly from the top 2.
14 sending it into the turn 3 there pretty hard, but just not able to clear the 26. You see the 28 dancing back and forth, trying to figure out who he wants to work with. He's going to push his 14 right now. They're going to try and hope to get past his 26 and reel back into leaders. The 17 of Conover look for a brief moment under the 2 of Moats. They're going to fall back in line, and now the 14 and 28 do indeed clear the 26 of Baker. So move them up to 3rd and 4th respectively. Baker just trying to hang on to the back of them right now, and not sure if maybe I was correct that he did get into the wall in the tunnel turn exit, because it certainly seems like ever since he did it, the truck has been going backwards just slightly.
Let's see if I can get a look around his car here. Yeah, and it looks like a little bit of slight damage on that right front side, Carl.
Yep, a little bit of damage on the front right, and I've seen just a little bit of damage there on the back right as well. So did get into the wall, and it's clearly affecting the handling of that 26, and that's a shame because it was certainly a real good run that he was having up there at the front. Maybe a late caution is able to get that thing fixed up and still have a battle, but right now he's still doing good, still hanging there in the top 5, just hanging right in the back of these guys between the 28 and 14, who have now swapped positions, so move Lear up to 3rd place. And again, he is your biggest mover of the race, as he is up 12 positions right now. The next one would be the 37 of Brian Powell, back there in 6th place in that second group, as he is up 11 positions, moving now past the 52 of Dalton Tucker. So we'll see if now the 37 can try and maybe close that gap up all by himself, or maybe the 52 is better being right behind and trying to help push, but that 52 is not doing a good job pushing the air for sure.
Yeah, the 52 cannot push any air at this stage of the race, as it definitely has some front end damage. So hopefully, maybe rearranging the trucks a little bit will allow these 2 to run a little faster.
Right now, up front, it is all Moats and Conover, as they are starting to check out from the field now. About 1.5 seconds up on the 3rd place of Lear, 4th place of Drift, and 5th place of Baker. So these guys trying to stretch it out and just run their own race and maybe duke it out at the end. Conover certainly would love to get a 5th win on the season, but maybe again, maybe team orders coming into play here, letting that 2 get a win, get some bonus points heading into the playoffs. Could be a very very nice teammate thing to do, but we'll see how this thing plays out. We still got 12 laps to go here at Pocono.
He's definitely giving him a good shove down the good old front stretch there as they head down into turn 1.
And you see, it just looks like the 17's getting a real good run off the corner. That's why he's able to easily stay with the 2. Obviously, the draft helping on the straightaways too. But taking a look back through the field here, and seeing that the rest of the field pretty stretched out, not even really any kind of 2 or 3 car tandems, as the 19 of Heights starting to fall back a little bit from the 52 of Tucker. Those guys pretty much all 3 spread out evenly. As we work our way back up to the front, the 26 and 14 and 5th and 4th. The 28 is maybe the one to watch a little bit here, as he's certainly got enough speed to pull away from Drift and Baker. Not sure if he can do it by himself, trying to reel in these 2 leaders, but he's going to do everything he can with 11 laps to go.
As of right now, that last lap, he wasn't able to gain anything on the leaders, as the leaders have basically, kind of put themselves in a position where they're just going to run together, pull away from the 3rd place position, and then battle it out to the end. And with these guys being teammates, just make things that much easier.
Just pass towards the back as the 04 over angle getting around Donahue for the 9th position. As those 2 are still battling pretty coming off of the tunnel turn there.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Certainly some guys dealing with air issues. You do see that for some reason, probably often than not here at POCONO. And usually you see that at tracks that have a lot of grandstands. You see that like your Charlotte or your Texas, where the system just got a lot of things to load. POCONO doesn't. I mean, you have the grandstands on the front stretch, all the way down the front stretch, but you see guys blinking out on the back stretch when really all it is just a lot of trees.
Well, I blame Pennsylvania in general. Pocono's out in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure you've been there. So definitely out in the country, and the internet's not too well out there, so they're just getting a bad internet connection.
Listen, just because you moved out of Pennsylvania doesn't mean you can run us Pennsylvanians down, even though I'm trying to move myself out of here as well. But, yeah, it's certainly out there in the middle of nowhere, but, it's... a lot of New Yorkers just like to invade Pocono, on the weekend, so it's certainly a vacation spot. But these guys out front trying to check out and have their own little vacation, but not exactly happening, as Lear just kind of hanging right there at that 1.5 second gap, still not falling too far behind. And any kind of slip up from these guys, and he'll be able to reel him in. And you see, he's gaining a little bit, losing just a little bit, but overall, over those last 5 laps, he has gained on these tandem 2 up front. And I got to say that's pretty impressive, because usually if 2 trucks can get together and break the draft, they're pretty much gone. But the 28 doing a great job by himself trying to reel these guys in.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody has what it takes here at Pocono to get around, to be up here running with the leaders at this stage of the race. And hopefully he can find the consistency to close this gap here in the next 5 laps and battle it out for first place.
Of course, as we talk about it, a little bit of a broadcaster's curse falls back a little bit further, but still well within reach if there's any kind of mix-up or these 2 up front start to get into a little bit of a battle by themselves. But right now, it is all Moats and Conover up front here, as the field pretty much spread out. And, Moats talked about it before. This is what he wants. He wants the long run, and that's exactly what he's getting. He's got his teammate right behind him, but that teammate does have a bunch of wins this season, so maybe not the teammate that he necessarily wanted out there, as he knows it's going to be a tough battle on his hands.
Yeah, it looks like Christopher Heights is putting a little bit of pressure on Dalton Tucker here for 7th position.
Yeah, certainly the 19 truck has slowly been reeling him in, and you see both these trucks with damage. The 18 with damage on the right side, the 52 with damage on the front. So just a battle of who can get through the crappy air the better, I guess. And the 19 doing a pretty good job reeling that 52 in. We talked about it not too long ago, that he was kind of falling off the pace a little bit. Maybe that was just a little bit of tire conservation, as he is back within reach of the 52. We'll see if he can try and make a move for 7th place before the end of this thing. Another small gain there for Lear as he kind of, you know, gets back that the little bit of time that he lost on lap 52. We'll see at the line this time. Just kind of looks like it's seesawing back and forth. The leaders get a little bit of a gain on him, and then he loses a little bit. But again, just a little bit of a loss there, about 1/10 of a second he lost to the leaders. So just going back and forth. But again, it's hard to explain how, you know, impressive that is, doing that by himself. If he had another truck that was with him, if he was able to, you know, to have the 26 under power, or to have that 19 maybe up there helping him out, as it looks like the 19 is actually not just moved past Tucker, but moved past Powell as well. Not sure if Tucker's having some internet issues or what. I see him blinking out on the tower, but the 19 all the way up now into 6th position. And I'm guessing the 37 may have had an issue and collected the 52. Both those trucks going very slow through the tunnel turn. And it looks like their nights may end up being over here. It looks like they are reserved to come into the pits this time by. And again, a real shame, as Tucker certainly had a fast truck early on in the night, but just, you know, get caught up in too many situations where you get damage to the truck, and that's exactly what can happen. These guys are going to stay out there, try and just maybe limp these things home and get as much points and good position as they can, but certainly not going to be a factor anymore.
Yeah, that was misfortune there, as these guys have to kind of go to the back and limp these trucks around to finish up the race. As we are now lap 56, as Brady Motes continues to lead over Josh Conover and Sam Lidar.
Yeah, under 5 to go as they come off the corner. We will now have 4 laps to go here at Pocono. Nice long green flag run to finish off this race. It was getting a little sketchy there towards the middle as the cautions were breeding cautions, and then obviously the stage breaks bringing everybody together as well. But this last stage has been a good one and allowed some of the strength of the field to stretch their legs. And that's exactly what the 2 and 17 are doing, as now they are dropping Lear about a second, or a 1/10 of a second a lap, as it's out to 1.9 seconds at this point. Another 4 seconds back to Jacob Drift back there in 4th position. And he's pretty much running by himself. The 26 still hanging on to 5th place, as he is getting a little bit of a tow there from the 98. Got to move to the inside. But he is out there about 6 seconds behind the leader, 2 seconds behind 5th place or 6th place right now. Sorry, 2 seconds behind 4th place right now. He's 3 seconds up on 6th place, which is Christopher Heights, as he just inherited possibly a bit of a gift from the two guys of the 37 and the 52. Possibly getting into it together, but he is able to grab 2 positions for 1 there, moving him up into 6th position. Timothy Harper back there I'd say by himself, but the 41 of James Donahue is there. Still possibly a battle here for the 7th and 8th position. Jason Conover still inside the top 10 and doing his best to stay ahead of Brian Powell right now, who is all over the backside of him right now. It seems like the 37 and 52 all of a sudden have just enough pace to kind of hang with these guys. So not sure exactly what's going on, if they're trying to help maybe Jason Conover catch back up a little bit more, but the 04 right behind there in 12th as well. Last truck on the lead lap is Chad Engel. And then the 18 of Corey Dorsey, which is shown as your 98 truck. He is 1 lap down. Last truck out there running in 13th place.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are doing a good job. I mean, Pocono is a difficult track, and definitely one that takes a lot of patience and skill to get around each corner consistently fast.
So as it stands with Guileless out there in 15th position out of the race, that could be the end of the playoff standings for him, but the 2 and 17 get into it, battling on the front stretch, coming to the white flag. We are 1 to go here at Pocono, and I guess all gloves are off, maybe no team rules at all. Now the 2 and 17 certainly have damage. That could bring the 28 right back into this race, and he is doing his damnedest to catch back up. 1.2 seconds back right now. Coming to the I'm losing my train of thought here. Is all of a sudden this is a battle for the lead here at 1 second. Now back to Lear in third place. Coming into turn 3. The time still dropping. Lear seeing them get bigger and bigger in his windshield. Will he have the time? Will he have a chance to get a run on him? Looks like it's not going to be the case. It's going to be the 17 of Conover taking home the win, bumping and banging his teammate a little bit. Maybe some words back at the team hauler after this race, but the 17 going to get it done. The 2 of Brady Moats finishing in second. The 3 of Lear putting on one hell of a charge on that last lap. He will finish in third, followed by Drift and Baker rounding out your top 5.
That was definitely one heck of a crazy finisher, Carl, with the first two, the top 2 guys getting together on the white flag lap, almost costing them podium spots, and gifting Sam, who's been there most of the evening, the win. So luckily those guys were able to collect their trucks and finish the race out in a 1-2, as I'm sure, like you said, words might be exchanged down there in the team hauler, but definitely pulled it off as a 1-2 finish, and third place being Sam Lerar. So congratulations on those 3. Top 4, fourth position was Jacob Drift, 5th was Tyrell Baker, 6th was Christopher Heights, 7th Timothy Harper, 8th James Donahue, 9th Jason Conover, 10th Brian Powell, 11th Dalton Tucker, 12th Chad Ingle, 13th Cody Dorsey, 14th Carson Abbey, 15th Nick Giles, 16th Craig Schroeder, 17th Brian Jones, 17th Josh Thaxton, and 19th would be Alexander Baladuras. So definitely down here, his teammates are at the start-finish line celebrating, and the other guys are kind of spinning around, kind of enjoying their finale here at Pocono Raceway.
Yeah, good finish of the regular season here. And, I mean, we talked about Conover and Moats being, pretty well secured into the playoffs here. Obviously, Conover doing it on wins. Moats having the most points out of everybody else without a win. Would have loved to get the win here at the end, but his teammate, for lack of a better word, bitch slapped him out of the way and said, no, you're not getting a win here. I'm taking win number 5, and you can wait till maybe the playoffs to get that win. But great job, and we'll start bringing in these guys. And Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take our third place of Sam Lear.
Hey, Sam, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, for a pretty interesting race there, especially at the end where the front 2 in front of you decided to get together and pretty much almost gifted you a win. So I don't know what was going on there between the 2 teammates, but definitely made the ending almost possible for you to come up there and take it away from them, as they made almost a drastic mistake.
Yeah, no, that man, I got my heart racing there for a second. I'm like, oh, they're actually gonna wreck. And I think if I had one more lap, I would have gotten them both. They had a lot of damage. I was coming in hot there at the end. So, but no, I'll take a good third place run. That should solidify my playoff spot for sure now. So it's a good race. I just wanted to kind of take it slow, and I just ended up here in third. Can't have a better race than that, I guess.
Yeah, some of the other guys that were up front, your Dalton Tucker and a few of the others had some issues tagging the wall and taking on some extra damage. And you guys don't run fast repairs, so need to get your repairs done in the pits, between your pit stops and cautions. So definitely was able to play a big role and take those guys out of it. But, you were able to get through that, have a clean truck, a remotely clean truck there at the end, and put yourself on the podium. So congratulations, and I'll give you a little bit of time to give any shout outs that you may have.
Hey, yeah, thanks, man. I got a shout out. Timmy Harper, good team over there. Chris, Cody, and all of them for filling in as well. So, and Josh for putting on the league. And another shout out for Chris, for putting up the broadcast today. So, thanks to you guys for broadcasting. So,
yeah, we definitely appreciate coming out here and hopefully put on a decent show so you guys can go back and watch. And any friends or family out there that are watching, just to kind of show them and showcase your hobby that you guys do, on Monday nights.
Yeah, no, thanks for all of it.
All right, again, we'll let you go celebrate with your teammates, and we'll talk to you hopefully next week.
Sounds good. You guys have a good one.
All right, that was the 28 of Sam Lear, your third place finisher. Now we'll bring in our in-race reporter, Brady Moats. You got what you wanted. You got the long green flag run there. You had your teammate up there in the lead with you, pushing you around, trying to break away, and you guys did. You broke away from pretty much everybody. Lear was kind of hanging with you guys just a little bit, and then all of a sudden you guys took the white flag, and let's just get your thoughts from there.
Yeah, I just tried to chase him down the racetrack, and then obviously inexperience on my part, being new to this league. I netcoded, but honestly thought he would be on the checkered down there, on the little checkered stripes, but I ended up hitting him in the door. So even though it was netcode, it probably should not have jumped that bad, but still on my part, that was a bad move on me. I'm not going to lie, whenever I went down to turn 2, I was going to move Josh, but then I thought, well, I literally just door slammed him down the straightaway. I might as well just not cause 2 incidents on me and become the Ross Chastain of the league. So I was just like, I'm just gonna sit back here and just take my second place and ride it out, because that was obviously a mistake on my part. But it was great racing. I had a great time. Me and Josh basically pushing, just trying to get away from everybody. Yeah, it was a blast. But we'll try to go get him at another track.
Yeah, certainly one heck of a finish, and we figured, it was either going to be one of two ways. It was either going to be, team orders and maybe Josh letting you to grab a win and give you some bonus points heading into the playoffs, or all gloves are going to be off. And certainly some punches thrown there on the front stretch, whether it was wanted to or not, but got interesting. And you seen the 28 getting bigger and bigger in your rearview mirror. Did you guys ever have the concern that he was going to be able to catch you by the line?
No, honestly, I didn't say this to Josh out loud, but we had a big enough gap to where I was like, hey, if something happens, as long as we just don't kill one another, then we'll be fine. But yeah, I did see him kind of get there at the end, about half a second behind. It was definitely close. I didn't even really notice that till after the race, but until Sam mentioned it to us, he was like, y'all almost gave me that race on the silver platter. And I was like, yeah, you could thank me for that one. But but yeah, I just didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to go down to 2 and become the Ross Chastain of the league.
Absolutely. Well, still a great run either way. You were pretty much in the top 5 the entire race. Got up to the front when you wanted to be up at the front at the end, and led a bunch of laps. Unfortunately, 1 spot short, but certainly going to be a good feeling going into the playoffs. We'll give you some time now to give any shout-outs or any thanks you want to give. Yeah,
I'd like to shout out my cousin Brock. My mom, my grandmother are watching too. And also, I know my dad's watching as well. Shout them out. Shout Josh out. Bring me in this league last year. Huge break for me. Huge break for my iRacing career. I definitely came a long way since I've joined this league last year, especially in skill progression and stuff. And I just love battle with him, for the win. It's kind of like I know it sounds cheesy, but like a surreal feeling, be able to battle with the guys who run up front for the win. But it was fun.
Well, I hope you keep this run going and maybe battle up front for the championship here heading into the playoffs. So once again, congrats on the second place, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right, that your second place finisher, the 2 of Brady Moats, and it's good to finally get our in-race reporter up here into the booth for a top 3. But now, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take over our first place winner here, Josh Conover.
Hey, Josh, it's Jimmy Carl up in the booth. You copy?
I got you.
Hey, buddy, great job coming off away from Pocono with a win, and definitely at the end, you guys made it interesting there with Brady as he chased you down the track, and you guys kind of got together. And I'm sure, as we talked with Sam earlier, he's basically said that those guys almost gave me the win on a silver platter with that move down the front stretch. But you guys had enough of the lead as you guys worked together able to, put on a big enough lead where, if anything happened, you were able to overcome that and still get away with the 1-2. But obviously with you finishing on top, but great finish. And if you want, just want to ask you, what can you add to, the whole race?
Kind of just used, what I learned from like stage 1 and stage 2 there at the end. Could have made the move, probably the 15, 10 to go or whatnot, whenever we were about a second up, I think. But I kept telling them, I'll just, stay in line, we'll get a gap, and then we'll settle it between us. No sense, racing going into 1 or something and taking a 2-truck race into 3, and then, if 3 of us get racing, then Gladich gets involved, and, I just didn't want to take one of us out of, a chance to win, especially, with playoffs coming up. Playoff points are going to mean everything. So, yeah, like I said, we kind of just kept telling him the lap times, telling him the gap, and kind of tried to tell him what I was doing, getting in the corners and stuff like that, just kind of maybe widen the gap even more, just to further benefit ourselves, really.
And you guys did just that, as you were able to, basically put up a nice cushion there over Sam, as he was keeping you guys honest, that's for sure. Doing his best as he could, as a single truck, trying to track you down. He'd gain a little bit on you, maybe like a half a tenth or a tenth or two sometimes, and then you guys would stretch it out just a little bit more the next lap. So it was a little bit of seesaw action, and you guys were just kind of winning on the back end. But he definitely did a good job of keeping you guys honest. And but all said and done, at the end of the day, you came away with a win. So again, congratulations. I'd also like to give you a little bit of time to give any shout outs to anybody out there tonight.
Yeah, you guys for obviously the broadcast. Definitely go back and watch it. Everybody that ran, I know we had one guy that wanted to run, but the way we do our, I guess you could say, charters and stuff, he couldn't run, but hopefully he'll be there next week. But everybody else, obviously full season, so it's kind of a long one, and numbers kind of tend to die down. But still basically a 20-truck field for a not so racy track. So can't complain, not bad. But the playoff guys, I think BP got the last spot, I believe. So our field's set now, and I guess you say it's crunch time and time to I guess pay the bills per se. But yeah, just Brady, good teamwork, and always fun trying to teach him a few things along the way.
Yeah, it's always good to take somebody that's newer to the league and help them out and make them better. And he was excited when we were talking to him about racing up there up front with you. And basically, it means a lot to somebody, especially when they're under your wing and looking to mirror your success with his own. So definitely good teamwork on you two. And again, congratulations, and you and the NORA series here, as well as as being a driver in other series myself, and at the end of the seasons tend to die off for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. But you guys had a decent sized field here at 18 trucks, so hopefully it continues to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's we follow the real schedules. So like we obviously start in February Daytona, and then work our way through the whole schedule. So it does get a little long at times. Thankfully the trucks have a lot of off weeks, so it's not too grueling at times. But like I said, it is a lot. And like I said, just about Brady, he's still kind of new. I mean, I've been on here since I think 2015, so I've got obviously more laps and whatnot than he does. So just try and help him where I can. And like I said, even when I'm trying to chase him down and get our gap wider over Sam, I'm still telling him, hey, I'm lifting here, or I'm changing this or changing that. And he tries to pick up what I give him and run with it basically. And like you said, he was excited in the Discord. He wanted it for sure. And I knew he was gonna probably throw a block or run me hard into one. And unfortunately Netco got the best of us, but that's part of iRacing, I guess. And obviously almost gave Sam the win. It kind of killed my engine, but no, like I said, I'm kind of helping it where I can, and trying to point in the right direction. Like I said, it's basically a new season now. You can get stage wins this year. Obviously, any race wins that would help there in the playoff points. But hopefully, I can keep helping him and maybe get him to the Final Four. Maybe nice for him in his first full-time season.
Yeah, definitely be a great feat for your, especially a teammate that you have under your wing. So, but again, congratulations. I'll let you go back and celebrate with not only your team but your league here, and hopefully you have a good night.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, that's your winner, the 17 of Josh Conover, and yeah, I mean, one heck of a way to end the regular season, and now you start looking forward to the playoffs here with your playoff 10, and you go from Pocono 2.5 miles, and we said kind of a super way, kind of a road course, kind of an oval, kind of a lot of things, but either way, it's 2.5 mile track, and you go all the way down to Lucas Oil. For the start of the playoffs here, so you go from a 60-lap race at a 2.5 mile track to a 200-lap race at Lucas Oil. Completely different here to start the regular or the playoffs, and then right to Richmond for another short track before you head to Kansas. So the start of this playoffs is certainly going to be a little bit of short track action for sure. So hopefully these guys can mix it up and mix it up clean, because you've seen these trucks take damage pretty easily as they did tonight, but a great showing by everybody out here. It's good to see a good 18-20 truck field out here at Pocono. Again, not a lot of people enjoy this place no matter what series they're running in, but it ended up being a pretty good one out there, Jimmy.
Yeah, it definitely ended really well. Obviously with maybe a rookie teammate, goofing up just a little bit and almost gifting another rookie, a win, and as Sam's also a rookie in the series. So, but these guys definitely have their, they need to practice with the playoffs coming up and the challenges that they face with the short track races and, a lot of laps out there. So, and one bad move puts your lap down, and, it's going to take a lot of time to get back, as track position is usually pretty key on them short tracks. As I stay away from short tracks as much as possible, and I would gladly be up in the booth to watch that one. But definitely looking forward to watching these guys finish off their season here, and anybody else that's been here tonight watching, please give us a like and subscribe as we continue to cover the NORA Truck Series here on Monday nights.
Yeah, certainly in the same boat as you, and as much as people don't like Pocono, I know that's kind of how we both feel about short tracks. Not a big fan of racing them, but certainly going to be fun taking a look from the broadcast booth and watching these guys mix it up. That's going to do it for CRN here at Pocono, and we will look forward to the next time out here for the NORA series. Possibly going to be tomorrow night for the Grand National, if not next week for the Truck Series at Lucas Oil. The next CRN broadcast is going to be for sure tomorrow night with the Core Camping World Truck Series, and then Wednesday night with ECRC. So make sure you tune in to everything. If you hit that subscribe, you'll be able to see everything that we're doing out there. So thanks for tuning in to us, and we will see you at the track.
Peace.